Ready to elevate your credit understanding and score? With insider tips and a plan, you can take action to improving your score, which can save thousands in unnecessary finance charges. Let's tackle today's topic with your coach, Credit Christy.
Hey friends, it's Christy, your credit coach. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode. Today, let's talk about credit card stacking. There's also such a thing as loan stacking. So if you've heard these terms and seeking a little bit more information, let's talk about that. So a little story I can tie to this. A few years back, I went to this day-long seminar from these real estate gurus, and they gave you all of these insider tips and how to go about wholesaling real estate and flipping real estate. And you guys, they were amazing salespeople, and I was hooked. I wanted in on that. And there were a lot of other people that wanted in on that as well. And then the sales price. This came with a tune of $30,000 to be part of their program. Well, I don't know about you, but who has $30,000 just sitting around waiting to be assigned to something? And something that large of an amount really takes some time to consider and go through the pros and cons and really just see if this makes sense. And I know me too. Sometimes I'm a great starter, but I'm a terrible finisher. So if I go and pay all this money, am I going to follow through and make it worth the cost? So what these guys had suggested to everybody sitting in the room was credit card stacking and loan stacking. They literally said to us to go and ask for credit line increases on our current credit cards. And then they suggested applying for new credit cards and suggested going to our bank and asking for a personal loan or getting a home equity line of credit if we own a home. This concept is referred to as stacking. So if I got some credit line increases and a couple of new extra credit cards, I could then go and get a cash advance or just max out that credit card with the highest amount I could charge against that limit to go towards that purchase of $30,000. So for the record, I did not go forward with this program, but I did go and start some new credit cards and request to increase my credit lines. Now again, you guys, this was several years ago. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, it was more like 7 years ago. And sometimes we have to learn our lessons the hard way. So please heed my advice. If you're facing a choice along these lines, I'm going to suggest try to avoid credit card and loan stacking. I really don't think this was good advice or suggestions from these guys to say that to all these people in the room. And actually, now that I'm saying it, I'm repulsed that they said to these people in the room to go and do this. If it were my business, I would find a way to loan the $30,000 and make money off of the interest. But I digress. So a couple of things are going to happen. If you go and apply for a new loan or new credit cards, you now have inquiries, brand new inquiries on your credit. Those will stay on your credit for 2 years, and recent inquiries have an impact of 10% of your overall credit algorithm, so it does have an impact. Also, if you're applying for multiple types of credit, I go and I apply for a new credit card, and now I've applied for a personal loan or a home equity line of credit, I can be looked at as a credit risk because I'm applying for multiple types of credit in a very short window of time. But the biggest impact is going to be those balances. If you go and max out your credit cards to go and make this large purchase, you are overutilizing your debt and you will get spanked and slapped around for it. So although your payment history makes up the largest part of your credit score, which is 35% of your credit score, the amounts owed make up 30% of your credit score. So if you've got those babies maxed out, you're going to see your credit scores fall. And if you've listened to any of my past episodes, you know that the length of your credit history makes up 15% of your credit score algorithm. So if you've got these brand new cards hitting your credit profile, that could also have a negative impact on your credit score. I've seen some companies out there that are in business just simply for loan and credit card stacking. To me, I feel like they are preying on the weak. The only reason you would be out seeking an immediate loan or credit card in that manner is likely because you are in a tough place. So if you are even considering this, please go to a mentor, somebody in your life that you really respect, somebody that seems to have their stuff together when it comes to money, and ask them if in your situation this sounds like a good idea. They will likely say no and hopefully have some other ideas in which you can tap into to help you out in your situation. So credit card and loan stacking might be able to get you to that big goal that you have, or it might get you into big trouble. So please be very careful with this, because in most cases, it will cause more harm than good. If you're super excited about some kind of $30,000 program that's going to change your life and create a new career for you, see if there's another way to go about it. See if they offer financing through that company. See if somebody you know and respect would loan you that money and you pay them interest, or simply do it the good old-fashioned way and save. What you might find is by the time you've saved that $30,000 and worked your butt off to get there, that program may not be as important to you as it was in that initial moment. Keep in mind, you guys, we are getting marketed and sold to all day long. And there are some people that only care about the almighty dollar and not what is in your best interest. So use caution, use common sense, and try to avoid using your credit cards. Hey, if you enjoy what I'm talking about on these episodes on this podcast, I'd love for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm always putting out content about money and credit and mindset, and I'd love to be connected there with you. Would you subscribe to my channel at Credit Christy? And if you have questions, I'd love to hear from you. Email me at questions@creditchristy.com. And until next time, my friends, stay well.
Subscribe now and share with a friend to stay in the loop for new credit content and insider tips to maximize your credit knowledge. And follow Credit Christy on Instagram.